Hi, I'm Ali, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about these two words. Yes, they have the same spelling, but two different pronunciations and wildly different meanings. Now to find out, stay with me until the end of this video. The most common form of this word is tear as a noun, and it means the drop of water that comes out of your eye when you cry. Now, it's a countable noun, so the singular form is a tear, and the plural form is tears. But did you know that tear can be used as a verb too? Now let's take a look at some examples and see what it means. We use tear as a verb when our eyes produce tears because it is cold or because you are sick or for whatever reason. For example, in this sentence, his eyes teared because it was cold. There's also a phrasal verb, tear up. It means to almost start crying. For example, John teared up when he talked about his tragic experience. Now that we're done with the word tear, let's take a look at the other one, tear. Yes, it's pronounced tear, and it's a verb. It's an irregular verb, and the past form is tore. The past participle form is torn. Now what does that mean? Well, if I tear this paper, I tore it. Tear can also be an intransitive verb. You can use it in this sentence like this. This piece of paper tears easily. So I can tear this piece of paper, and this piece of paper can tear easily. So this was the first meaning of tear. Let's take a look at the other meanings of tear with some example sentences. The second meaning of tear is to pull something violently from a person or a place. For example, he tore the paper from his hand. Or the storm tore the roof off, like this. Well, the third meaning is very interesting. If something or someone moves very quickly, we use the verb tear. For example, the race car tore down the road. The students tore through the hallway into the classroom. You can also use tear when you damage a muscle or a ligament. That had to hurt. We also have an idiom with tear. If you tear something to shreds, it means you tear it to very small pieces. And if you tear someone or someone's opinion to shreds, it means you criticize him or her or his or her opinion very harshly. Alright, those were the meanings of tear. But tear can also be used in phrasal verbs with different meanings. Actually, in lots of phrasal verbs. Now let's take a look at the most common phrasal verbs with tear, and of course with some examples. Now the first phrasal verb is tear apart. It means to break something into small pieces, especially if it's done violently. For example, the tornado tore apart the buildings on its way. Tear apart also means to destroy the relationship between people in an organization, group, or a family. For example, the disagreement between the workers tore apart the company. Or, my parents' divorce tore apart our family. The third meaning is to make someone feel extremely unhappy or upset. For example, his father's death tore him apart. Tear apart also has the same meaning as tear someone to shreds. For example, Donald Trump tore Hillary Clinton apart on her immigration policies. Now the next phrasal verb is tear down. It's one of the most common phrasal verbs. It means to knock down a building or a structure, like this. The next phrasal verb is tear into. If you tear into someone, it means you attack that person violently by hitting them hard. For example, the fighters tore into each other. It also means to start doing something with a lot of energy. For example, Matthew tore into his lunch because he was very hungry. You can also use tear into when you criticize someone very strongly and especially unfairly. For example, My father always tears into me for my decisions, though I'm doing the right things. Here are some more phrasal verbs I'd like you to look up in the dictionary, like tear at something, tear yourself away from someone or something, and tear something or someone up. Alright, now let's take a look at tear as a noun. Well, it's a countable noun, and it has one meaning. It means a hole in a piece of clothing, a piece of paper, or in a wall. For example, you can say, there's a tear in my jeans, or there's a tear in the wall. Now, I've seen a lot of students who use tear and tear wrong. For example, they say, I tear my clothes. Well, that's wrong, right? So, in order to solve this problem, make sure to always check a dictionary when you learn a new word. And also, don't think that because these words, tear and tear, are small, you have learned everything about them. So, to avoid this, check the dictionary, check the pronunciation, and read through the examples. All the examples, to see different uses and different meanings of these two words, and any other new word that you learn. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and also check the links in the description for our online TOEFL IBT and IELTS courses. Thanks again, and see you soon.